Alrighty, welcome back to the second part of the Geras guides that I've made. This one, however, is going to be, I'll just call it an advanced Geras guide. The reason I'm making this is because I feel like there's many things that your average Geras player just doesn't know about or lacks in their gameplay. So let's not waste any time and just dive right in. Took the liberty of actually being organized and making parts to this, so hopefully it all flows together well. This is not going to be like a tutorial to learn combos, really, like just standard combos. It's not really a combo guide. There is some combos in it for clock charging and stuff, but this is more, I guess, higher level things to learn. So the first part of this is going to be advanced fundamentals with the character. Things that are very crucial to take yourself to new heights with this character. First and foremost, this character at round start needs to start off slow. Whether at round start to backdash and clock, or sit behind a buzzsaw and clock, or with something big like a forward 3 so he can clock. This character is like a steamroll character. So as soon as you possibly can in a game, you want to get your clocks charged. So that way you can steamroll with both the presence of having snap and the safety net that a 1-bar breaker gives you. The 1-bar breaker, you get all your health back that you lost in the last 3 seconds. And if your trajectory passes through them, I'll collect that one up. If your trajectory passes through them, you will freeze them and get it all back anyway, and you're completely safe. So round start is very important for him. You obviously want to be at advantage at all times. So the first thing you need to do is establish your game plan, your win condition. Secondly, Geras is played best when whoever is using him, the player, has a high adaptability factor. Meaning things like if your mix, if you realize that your mix isn't working, you know, maybe instead of going low all the time, start going overhead. If you're dying for overhead, allow the space to play itself, because they'll be expecting it anyways. Dash up button, start sweeping, dash up command grab, dash up throw, whatever you want to do. If they're jumping a lot, you can anti-air, meter burn burst. Becomes a launcher if they jump, or if they're in any airborne state at all. Adaptability. He plays best, in my opinion, if you play him as an in and out character. He has great close game, great, I don't know, backdash distance game, jump distance game, whatever. If you play him in and out, it creates a frustrating experience for whoever you're playing against. Easiest way to play him out, you know, that's guaranteed low hat into sandstorm, into another sandstorm to follow the low hats. He can kind of zone you out, and then obviously I hope it's without say. You have snap, which is just ridiculous. It's an anywhere on screen launcher. So just adapt in a game to whatever you feel like is necessary, but definitely try to do both. I feel like once you have your clocks, it's time to go in, because Geras really doesn't. Once you're in there, there's really no risk to getting hit, because you have a 1-bar breaker that gives you your health back. And if you're using it properly, you should be always able to freeze them whenever you do it, and it's free for sure. If not, I don't even know if the frame rate will pop up for it. It takes a long time to recover. So much, in fact, if you just so happen to end up on the other side of the screen, any character in the game can just dash up full screen and punish you for it. It's really bad. So be very careful with that. Third thing, which is something I find very important, meter management for Geras. Okay? Geras is not a character that needs to worry about saving meter. Whenever you play him at max efficiency, you should always have 3 clocks, which means you only need 1 bar to break. You also get a launch with Kameo off of any route. It doesn't matter what you hit with. I'm just going to go back to close. Any route. Doesn't matter. This is going to take a second to get used to. Forward 4-4 launches by itself. Back 1 you're always going to do in a burst. You don't need meter really for this character. This character is just a non-stop drainage of meter. Once you get it, you just spend it. Whether if you want to cash out for big damage, that's fine. But Geras does have the luxury of not needing to spend his own bar to launch you. It is locked behind an execution barrier of doing the Lao Kidnap cancels. But if you put in the time with it and you learn it, you get to unlock that skill barrier, I guess. And you just really do it whenever you deem necessary. I would rather occasionally miss out on some damage to build my clocks and stuff, or set play them and build my clone. Alternatively, for not spending my bar for launching with the meter burn time freeze, if you're good enough to just use that, you're saving your own bar for clone. Clone we will get into later, don't you worry about it. Very disgusting stuff. So in summary, Geras should, you'd be pretty carefree about your meter. You have a tool that nobody else has anything like. You have a 1 bar breaker that gives you your health back. With no counterplay, it is entirely up to the user to use it well. It's ridiculous. Fourth thing, Lao Kameo is undoubtedly, in the current state of the game, is best Kameo. Lao gives you just free neutral. The biggest problem this character has is that his normals are not phenomenal. He doesn't really, I think his stand 4 is +2, stand 1's +3. That is all he has in the plus frame department. They're not great. So Lao gives you just permanent +2 off of whatever you want. It makes up for all the lacking neutral buttons that he has up close. Obviously, again, you get these teleports to cancel your freeze. Ridiculous. You also get meeting options. We'll get into that in a second. So for Lao Kameo, I say for the low hat, you just fucking do it, right? Because whenever they nerf the cooldown of it, it comes back so fast anyway. Who cares, right? Let's take a look. That's nothing. Even if you're playing these like jump in mind games, his B&B route is so long that you're getting it back anyway. So I'd say for low hat, you just do it. Nothing's bad is ever going to happen to you for doing it. Lao teleports takes half a bar, and the cooldown is relatively pretty fast. One question I'd have, you know, I ask a lot is like, when are you using Kung Lao and you don't, when is ever a moment that you're using this Kameo and you don't have it available to use? Everything about it comes back fast, even the teleports. That's still, oh, I don't know. If I had to eyeball that, that's maybe 8 seconds to get half of a bar. I don't know, I just made that number up, but it sounds right. You just use Kameo whenever you see fit, especially low hat. The highlights of the Kameo for low hat, you know, you get these different combo routes. You know, that's great. You get these kidnap cancels for extended combos. You can see this is a 3 Kameo combo because how fast low hat comes. You get to get a safe. Well, first of all, this string you normally throw them full screen. You can meaty with it with the jump in off of the Kameo. And then your back throw, you get the full damage into a jump in meaty off of your back throw. And then in the corner, you can throw them out, get the big damage, get repositioning, and a safe jump setup. Splash stand 1 will crush its 2 hits instantly. That's a safe jump. Nobody can armor on you. You jump on them so perfect that they cannot wake up and up block you, so you never have to worry about that. The only thing beating that is delayed wake up. And whenever I say beating that, I just mean that your jump in is just going to whiff. Who cares? You're still at the advantage. You get the big damage of getting them thrown out the corner for 19. You get repositioning with their back to the corner anyways. Might as well just do it every time. Next point, Geras is just a strike throw demon. He's strike throw incarnate. And by that I mean you have 2 options with this character. Hit or grab. Hit or grab, strike throw. It's that simple. He doesn't have the luxury of having like mix-ups. He has a pretty homeless mix-up. There's not much to it. It's pretty effective though. You have sweep, great range, same as forward 3. Use them at about the same range. Goes pretty far. You're never, even though sweep is -11, nothing's punishing you. Nobody's ever punishing this. However, forward 3, 19 frame startup, that shit is -24. Be careful using this. I would sweep more than I forward 3 because it's easier to condition somebody with a safe button and lead into something negative than it is to just do the exact opposite. This is more risk, and it's just not worth it. Forward 3 sparingly is all I'll say. Once they are conditioned at this range to expect a random mix-up, that's when the bullshit begins, right? This is whenever dash up buttons comes into play. Staggering with Geras is very important. It opens people up. It enforces set play and the mental stack, everything. Geras, thank God, has plenty of great staggers. Stand 1 is +3. Anything you do after, -3 frames, right? You essentially get a 8 frame mid, a 13 frame auto shimmy. You can have a 4 frame jab again if you want. 4 frame poke. Great. 1, 2, only -5. Great stagger button. Because 1, 2, 2, 2 exists. Okay? And if they're just respecting this all day and they're like, you know what? I'm just sick of blocking this. That's not. Plus, I can take my turn. Problem is, Up. Holy shit. Problem is, if they get hit by this, that's 14%, they are full screen, and you discharge the clock. Incredible stagger. In my opinion, Geras' best stagger that he has is stand 2. It is 0-1 block, and it has a 2-1-2 as the whole string. There's no point to ever finish it. But 2-1, however, that shit is an overhead. It's +2 on hit. You know, we don't care about the frame data for this. We care about like the mental damage that it does. They see that it hits them, they get nervous, they block. You know, what are we gonna do? What do you normally do in a fighting game whenever you get hit? You go back to holding block, right? So that allows you to essentially just mix this button, because this is 0. It is very hard to just react to this stagger alone. So what does that open up for us? They know to block high eventually, right? Surely. So that leads us to meatying our plus frames on hit. Meaning if we see that it hits, as soon as they recover, we can follow their block up with a command grab. That doesn't work. Duh. You know, they get hit, they get scared, they hold block. Command grab will grab you if you block. LOL. You can follow that up with just a raw grab. More buttons. You know, keep them shitting their pants, essentially. Forward 4 is ridiculous, okay? Let's see. Forward 4 is a 14 frame button, and it is a low launcher, okay? And it's -15? 16. -16 on block. You die every time for using it. Unless you're using loud Kameo. You just get the straight up pressure with a +2 launcher. A gapless +2 launcher. In fact, it recovers so fast that even on hit, it doesn't matter. If it hits, great, you get to launch them. If it doesn't, who cares? You're plus anyways. So doing this a lot is great. They'll expect it. They know just to hold block because they have to eat everything else that comes after, right? So just staggering this button, ridiculous, because they have to hold this or else they get launched. That is their option. It's either block low or eat 30% plus every time. So you start staggering this into grab or something, it's just working a lot. Another thing, obviously, you want to make your strings plus with low hat. That's great. You're only +2. +2 is cool, but it's not great. Sometimes you mess up just framing your pokes. You get poked out. Who knows? Bad things happen. To just completely negate any of that from happening, you just backdash into a sweep. That's all. Any poke a character might have on the whole roster, maybe except for a few characters, other sweeps like Havoc has a stupid sweep. Nobody is beating you out on this. Never. And if they are matching off of your low hat, you have the option to just dash buffer backwards, let their poke whiff, and back one launch them. It's pretty much just whenever you start doing that and they start respecting the fact that you're blowing up their pokes, you pretty much have like placebo respect. You can start getting away with murder. Once they start respecting your low hat, and if they're whiffing and you're blowing them up for it, or they're eating sweep after sweep, you do whatever you want. The world's your oyster. Now you can start doing dumb shit like this. Sorry. You can follow low hat with forward 3, stand 1, stand 2, any other stagger I listed before. Check them with a whole launcher. It's plus anyways, who cares? Do whatever you want. Yeah, strike throw. Very important. Alright, the sixth thing we're talking about. This is where it gets a little difficult. I'm going to explain something to you. Every string, obviously, for every character, has cancel advantage. And in order to master these cancels, you have to know the feeling for when to do them off of every string. Because if you do them too early, so this is what it looks like if you do it too early. Oh my god, I'm so good at this, I forgot what it's like to be bad. That's what it looks like if it's too early. Nothing bad happens to you. You just waste a half a Kameo bar. If you do it too late, basically that right there. Flip what I said. If you do it too early, it looks like this. You die. You get anti-aired, you die. If you do it too late, nothing really bad happens to you. So your options are dying, being perfect, and wasting half of a Kameo bar with a slow cooldown. So very strict execution barrier. But once you unlock your execution barrier and you master everything, hit confirming your punishes or raw hits into the Lao cancels gives you access to meterless damage. And that allows you to keep your bar or clone, whatever else you want to do. Again, like I said earlier, it is more beneficial to leave some damage on the table because in that case you're able to cash out damage later on. Even more damage that you just left out on the table for things like clone. So for example, that is your normal route, right? We've all seen it a million times. If you decide, if you have 2 bars in this situation, that's what I mean. I could just use, if I had 2 bars theoretically, and I did the normal route, and I meter burn freeze, I no longer have 2 bars, I have 1 bar. So I'm not able to use clone. So that's what I'm trying to say when it's okay to leave some damage out on the table so you can pick up even more of it later on. A few more things, at least just for the fundamentals of it. Forward 1, 2, 3 is great and it's awful at the same time. It's great because it's an 11 frame mid, -6. You can tick throw it. Let's just go close. You can tick throw every option. The ender is safe on block. It is -15 if they flawless block it. A little known fact is that you can actually delay. So this is what it looks like if you just do it. You can delay the ending tackle. Like that. So again, full speed. Delay. The problem with this is that every part of it has a gap. So if I do that, that is a gap. That is a gap. Alright, so that's just a string. What about tick throws? Oh, that's a gap. That's a gap. You die for doing this all day long. So I have Lao to do the meter burn challenge shimmy, right? So what happens? So let me rewind just a little bit. As soon as they see chest bump, there is no reason that any character with an armored button does not just do it. There's no mix, right? Gap and gap. Okay, there's no mix. So why not just do it? So if I just have Geras chest bump once, and if you see my challenge shimmy for the Lao is set on my up direction. If I just do forward 1 and I have Lao do it, it will not come out. If they armor whenever they see chest bump, nothing will come out for them. So staggering your forward 1 allows you to set play the fastest mid that you have that isn't a poke. Staggering forward 1 will save your life in a set every time. If you're just doing this all day and you're like, oh my god, this string sucks. Why do they keep armoring through it? Why does it all have gaps? I can't tick throw. It's because you suck using it. But yeah, do with that information as you will. Like I said earlier, meeting your plus frames, I already went over that. That's just a little lower in my notes. Easiest example I can give you is this string is just glorious. I don't know why, but in NRS games, people just seem to default to blocking low. Probably because 2 of the pokes are lows. One's a mid, one's a high. But yeah. Overheads hit a lot in NRS games, I've come to know. So that's why this is so effective. Learn to meteor plus frames into grab or command grab. It just allows you to steamroll. It looks crazy. The last thing for just fundamentals about the character. Be very careful whenever you meaty with big buttons, with big gaps, or a lot of recovery. Easiest example I can give you is if you forward 3 somebody and they delay their wake up and you forward 3 again or something, you're dead. Every time. That is a 54 frame recovery move. They can stand up, walk their dog, come back, go to college, graduate, have kids, die, respawn, get to an age that they're allowed to play this game again, and then punish you. So just be careful. Forward 3, if they jump this button, you die. If they jump on wake up. If you sweep and they jump on wake up and it misses, you die. If you try to meaty with back 1-2, try to notice that there's a pretty big gap between the first and second hit. You die. Just be careful with meeting with this character. That's about all like the advanced fundamentals that I have written down. So just, I'd say chapter 2 of this little guide is charging your Hourglass and developing a game plan to permanently have snap or 1 bar breaker. This might sound stupid. I call it the PERMAGlass playstyle. That's how I have learned to play this character. This is the game plan I have created for myself. I don't see how it can get any better than this. I really believe this is the best way to play this character. I feel like I'll be playing the same way at the end of year 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think this game plan that I've developed for this character is ever going to change. So, Hourglass, which is down back 3, 70 frames of recovery. That's a whole second and 10 frames. Brutal. Very brutal. Hard to get out in the neutral. Okay? So let's go over some ways that you don't have to sit there and leave yourself open for 70 seconds. First note I have, real easy. You literally have a pause button. Throw down low hat. Sit behind your pause button. Charge your clock. Bend the bar for it. You know, whatever you want to do. You have a pause button with low hat, so use it. And then this is where we're gonna step it up a little bit. Using your 1 bar breaker, right? Let's say you have it, and if you are able to pass yourself through them like this, Notice where we both are on the screen. Okay, relax, Lau. I set him to do some extra shit, I guess. Whenever we came out of that state, we had about here of distance, maybe. Me just doing something that they can't control just created free screen presence for me to do another clock. Right? So let's look at it again. Notice the spacing, instant clock. Even if you don't meter burn it, you still just get one for free. You using your breaker is giving you space to make another 1-bar breaker. Also, whenever you or your opponent breakers, look at the space created. You see what I'm getting at here? You have to use everything possible to allow yourself the space for your breaker. So whenever you use your 3-bar breaker, if you ever need to, because you have no clocks, you can use that opportunity to your benefit. Additionally, whenever they use their breaker, that's even better for you because that's free space and they're off all of their resources. For some buttons to look out for, as soon as Sandstorm hits, just do it. Do it. It's just free. And then additionally, whenever 4-3 hits, I don't know, I will briefly explain what input buffering is, but that's whenever, if you look at my inputs, if I do a jump and forward dash, if you notice, I will do my forward dash right before I land. So in NRS games, you can do an input before it even happens. If you do it close enough to the window of whatever's supposed to happen, it will come out as soon as it's available in frame 1. So for forward 3, it's so plus. Just it scorpions them backwards and it creates a lot of distance. Plus 27 on hit, where if I do it in their face and hit them, I'm not even a dash distance away from full screen. Yeah, we're pretty much full screen. So if you learn to dash buffer the recovery of this, that is free almost every time. Worst case scenario for this is you're playing somebody who has a brain cell and they learn that they can just projectile you. You will get punished by projectiles, but really, who cares? You're eating 4 or 5% for a projectile, and you're getting an anywhere on screen launcher or a 1-bar breaker in return. That sounds pretty worth it to me. The next thing for the charging hourglasses is just your combo routes. Geras has so many combo routes in this game for so many different reasons. His clock charging ones though, they're not optimal for damage, but they're optimal for just the longevity of everything. For longevity of your health bar. You think Geras Lau has 950 health? He has like 2000 HP if you're playing a maximum efficiency. It's just so necessary. So let's look at some routes, right? Off of your grounded hits, all of them, I'll go over all of them. 1-2, 2-1, forward 1-2. All those strings. This is your route. 1 clock, 2 clock. You throw them full screen, you are plus 23, 3 clocks. I did 1 bar, snap. That's it. That's all you do. You loop it all day long. Right? So let's say I hit snap. Sorry, my brain is little. You loop it all day long. Same exact route, 30%. You have it again. You just have it again. There's 3 clock combo routes that are like all within the combo. That look like this. Oh, I'm sorry. 2 clock routes that I didn't show is just off of 4-2-4. That's 2 clocks. 35%. Third clock is basically 3. You have snap. Alright. The 3 clock routes require some Kameo use. And there's 2 ones that I like to do. So I'll just show you those. You have, again, off of any grounded hits, whether that's 1-2, 2-1, forward 1-2, doesn't matter. They all go like this. I'm ass, but that works. And then this is the one that I created for myself. This is no bar, 2 Kameo, 3 clock use. And this is what it looks like. That is clock number 3, and that's a snap. Okay. Yeah. It gets pretty ridiculous. So, in my opinion, Geras should just always have 3 clocks. I feel like you act like just... I'm struggling to put this into words because how important it is. These 2 moves are going to determine if you win or lose, period. They're his best 2 things that he has, and anywhere on screen launcher, and just the stupidest thing in the game, 1 bar breaker, all the health back you lost in the last 3 seconds. Ridiculous. There are so many opportunities to get clock, and now you know. And just a few other things. I'm going to go over some combo ending routes, because there's a few. I'm going to dive a little bit into snap, and then I'm going to dive into some clone setups. So different combo enders that he has, you have the option to end in like a low hat jump in mix that they have to just guess, or they just get looped. You can end in back forward 3, which makes you you're not invincible, but you will take the damage of the only hit that hit you, and then you'll be instantly teleported back to where you were. So you're essentially just a walking tank, right? And there's enders, combo enders for clone. And there's something that I've never seen a different Geras do, but I might have made it up. I don't know. You use Sandstorm, and it pretty much forces them to stand up quickly. So it's just like if they're paying attention, check really, and then command grab obviously for damage. So let's look at some real applications for it. It's like a low hat setup. They have to block right, period. You can do that off of just about anything. Oh, sorry, let me do my actual combo. Pretty fucked up, right? So that's one option you have to just steamroll a life bar. If you are maybe playing at a health deficit, for example, you can do things like this. That's a 42% 1 bar, 1 Kameo walking tank form. Okay? If you don't want to spend a Kameo, that's fine. You don't have to. %, 1 bar. If you don't want to spend a bar, 32% pretty much into the ethereal state. So that's another ending option. If you want to set up clone off of a combo, if you have 3 bars and you can do freeze into clone, fine. I like to just spend a Kameo if I can, and you are always going to end it with forward 1, 2, because the hit property of it pulls them towards you. And Geras has, I wouldn't say stubby buttons, but obviously you just want them in your face so they can just have fun guessing for their life. So any hit you get that you plan on going into clone, you always end it with forward 1, 2. There's no reason to do literally anything else. Okay, the quicksand setup, right? This is what I do. The quicksand stand-up. Wow, that's so hard to say for some reason. Sandstorm, quicksand. That's what I tried to say. This is pretty much what it looks like. Let me not be ass. Plus frames, you know, the frame rate of the recovery and all that doesn't even matter. It like changes based on the height that you do it at. That one was just so happened to be +2, but as you've seen, it pops them up very quick. It makes them stand up quick. So if they're not paying attention, they're just instantly stood up in your face. So you know, you being the user, you know that's gonna happen. They generally don't. So you can just like, they can stand up from the shit, and you can just command grab them right away, or grab them, or check them with a mid, or shimmy them with like a dash forward or back 1, 2. Really, really good for set playing people. And then obviously this one takes the least amount of explanation. Just command grab for damage. I'm not gonna go too deep into that. If you really want to do huge damage, here's like his optimal. Yeah, just ending it in command grab. If you're doing it in the corner, you can throw them out for a little bit more damage. Lao teleport gives you a safe jump, like I said earlier, off of command grab, and you get corner positioning yet again. Ridiculous. Alright, I'm going to go over snap. Snap is a big one. In my opinion, snap is forced neutral respect. They have to respect this. If they are just throwing projectiles all day, and you as the Geras player are getting zoned out, I have bad news for you. You deserve it. That's the trade that they get, right? And what did I go over earlier, right? You just loop. You loop all day long. You win this exchange every time. Theoretically, they hit you for a projectile that does, what, 6%? Right? And their risk is eating 30%, and you have 2/3 of your win condition for no resources at all. The third part of your win condition is pretty much guaranteed. Guess what? They're right back to it. Snap is forced neutral respect. If they don't respect it, they die. If you're playing an idiot that gets hit by it 100 times, lucky you. I'm happy for you, and I hope you snap everybody to oblivion. There is a bug with snap right now in the game that, God, pray, you know, hope it gets fixed any day, to where if you snap and a Kameo is relatively close to them or on screen, you will not teleport to them. This is what snap normally looks like. You will teleport to them anywhere on screen, no matter what they are doing. Unless there's a Kameo on screen. You just don't do it. So that sucks. What are your options? You can sandstorm them once or twice. You can fatal blow if the range is right. And you can charge more clocks. That's all you got. Um, don't snap too close. One thing I do want to say, the move is -22, so you're pretty much in the same boat as your forward 3 with that move. So like, I hope this goes without say, but you shouldn't be just randomly snapping this close to people. Especially whenever they're just like, if you don't see them really being active, half screen, full screen, you're fighting a patient player, it's not really beneficial to waste snap. Annoy them with low hat, chip them out with storm, sandstorm. Don't waste snap. Snap is too valuable, it takes too much effort and resources, and maybe a little risk, because it is 70 frames of recovery to establish it. I would just say it's up to each user to use their best judgment, snap accordingly. And like I might have mentioned this, I don't know, I go over so much. Geras in his combos is able to freeze into snap, but he is not able to snap into freeze. So if you want just fat fucking damage, you can freeze into snap. And if you want to cash out both cameos, whatever. So for an example, you have like this. You're hitting like a fucking truck, okay? If you know it's gonna kill and you want to do it, do it. If you for some reason don't have any meter and you have no cameo and you do have snap, you can hit confirm forward 2-4 into snap. That's a real combo. And you can hit confirm 1-2. Yep. 2-1 snap does not work. LOL. That's not a real combo. And forward 1-2 snap is not a real combo either. Oh, you know. 2 hits, combo drop. Okay. And then this is maybe the most exciting part. My favorite move in the entire game is clone. Clone is almost just limitless possibilities. There's so many different things. I'll go over some highlights with you. I'm going to go over a command grab launcher, armor break setups, mix options, chip out options, trade combos into launchers, and then there's only one thing that clone struggles against, but it is preventable. So command grab launch route, basically, the clone is blocking, right? I'm sorry, Jesus, the AI is blocking. If you block and a grab comes out, it hits you. That's what happens. So in this setup, Geras, the actual Geras, is going to come out of the clone, the time freeze with command grab. The clone is going to recapture them with stand 1. For some reason, under that condition, like command grab and then the clone does stand 1, back 1 is a true combo off of stand 1 for the clone. So what happens is they get launched for getting grabbed. Basically, if they hold block with the big scary time setup, they die. So fucked up, right? So for me, if you notice, whenever I do this, I have the clone do down down. That is just for timing, and it looks funny because it looks like I'm teabagging them. But that's just for timing. That's how I taught myself to do it. Do whatever you want to do. If you don't have to do the down down, be my guest. I don't care. Armor breaking. Okay, just to use Lao for an example. We're gonna have him do the most toxic armored move in the game. Nope. Where is it? There we go. This piece of shit button, okay? For this, at least the setup that I do, you're gonna have the clone do 1-2-2, and then forward 4-4. Then you as Geras is gonna come out and just do forward 4-4. So it looks like this. Oh wait, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so bad at this video game. Please forgive me. Never stood a chance. Never stood a chance. So yeah, that works anywhere on screen. Back to the corner, there in the corner, mid-screen, don't matter. That's an option that you have. If for any reason you just make a galactic brain read that they're gonna armor, or they're using like Tanya Goro, that just crushes their armor completely. Mix options, right? This is really fun. You have a few different options. My favorite one is to just have the clone do 2-1 and then forward 4-4. Clone can do 2-1, forward 4-4, and then as soon as you come out of the clone, you yourself is going to do forward 4-4. And it looks like this. Super fucked up. You can have the clone do forward 4-4, and then you can mash forward 3 for the clone. So whenever you come out of the time freeze, you as Geras is just gonna do 2-1, forward 4-4. So that looks like this. Actually, I'm lying. You just do 2-1 and then let the clone do the rest. So the reason the clone does forward 3 is just in case he blocks everything. He follows it with a big random overhead, and it's so plus that you can just do a jump in afterwards. They can't up block it. It's ridiculous. So that's really all you need to know for the mixes. I'm sure there's plenty of other things out there, just nothing that I use. I just use those really. Trade combos. These are real fucked up. Let's say, so this is nice because it's the command grab launcher, right? If they decide to wake up armor whenever you do the trade combo, watch what happens. Just give you some examples. I'm gonna have snap just for the sake of argument, okay? It doesn't matter. You're dead. If they armor through this, they can't do anything. They're dying regardless. You don't even need snap for this either. You can just wake up Sandstorm, and it'll hit. And depending on where you're at in the screen and what character you're fighting against and what actually ends up hitting you, you can also just Fatal Blow. And if you don't get knocked down fully from whatever they're hitting you with, you can actually just dash up into buttons. So, that's just tough. I'm not going to go over how to beat that because this is my character. And if you want to learn how to beat it, good luck. The only thing that Clone struggles with is Fatal Blow. Whenever they see this freeze frame, they might panic and Fatal Blow, right? The only way you are getting hit by a Fatal Blow, because the moment this ends, that clock, both the minute hand and hour hand hit midnight, you are neutral. You are free to block, you're free to press buttons, you can do whatever you want. So the only way these Fatal Blows are going to hit you is if you press a button instantly, right out of it. Which is what most setups do call for, but that is what it is. It is definitely preventable to get hit by Fatal Blow, but you definitely will get Fatal Blowed sometimes out of clone. So that is what it is. And that's everything I got, boys. That's I feel like that's a lot of things to take in. a lot of things to learn, and I also feel like that's a lot of things that most gears just aren't doing. So yeah, I guess let me know what y'all think. That's my advanced gears guide. Thanks for checking it out. Check out these sick tea bags, and I'm out. Adios.